Vineland High School baseball freshman team. Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, Sully. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I wanted to bring you on. We did a story, as you know, about one of your guys in our latest issue, Ethan Herscher. Tell the fans out there a little bit about this young man and what he's had to go through in his life. He, like you were telling me, his mother passed away in the middle of the season. He's also deaf, so he has those challenges ahead of him. Tell us a little bit about this young man and all the things that he's had to overcome, in the last couple of years, and really starting to blossom into a nice player there over for the Fighting Clan.
Yeah, well, I met Ethan this summer when he was coming in for workouts for the baseball program, and I was told that we had a deaf player that was going to come in as a freshman. I thought that was pretty interesting, and then as I'm getting to know him, I find out that he's adopted at a real young age, and that I was told by the family that his mother was going through cancer, and she was towards the end, and they kind of knew it was going. So on top of that, he is hearing impaired and deaf. So a lot of things going against this kid, but he turned into a wonderful surprise and just very, very great kid, and persevered through the loss of his mom right there towards the end of our year.
I know he's kind of has a special place in your heart. What makes him such a special kid for you on this year's team?
Well, a lot of kids at Vineland go through challenges as well as other places, around here in high schools. But, I mean, to have the culmination of those three things happen to a kid, and, especially with the mom passing away, who obviously he was close to, and just the way that he, looked to the team and looked to his teammates in the program to support him, and just wanting to get back on the field, because I think that's really kind of his sanctuary and his safe place, just says a lot about, the young man that he really is.
What I found really interesting was something you said to me, was that the rest of the team showed up at the funeral without you having to prompt them as a coach. What does that say about these young men who are, 14 years old, that they're that aware of the situation that they take it upon themselves to do something nice for one of their teammates?
Yeah, I mean, it goes a lot. It says a lot about those, because I don't know if any of them were even aware about his mom's situation coming into the year. They accepted him obviously as a player, and not only that, he's one of our best players. I'm sure we're going to go over his stats with pitching and his no hitter and things like that. Yeah, we had 2 games, I think, back-to-back, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I was told in the morning, one of his interpreters came and told me that his mom indeed had passed away. And we had a game that day, so I was concerned about him, and I sent him some texts, and obviously word's going to spread pretty fast, and we kind of dedicated not only that game but the rest of our whole season to him. I think we were kind of right in the middle there. The kids did a nice thing, and they wanted to dedicate the season. We let them know that we were there for him, and he actually came back the very next day after his mom passed away, and that that just shows that he feels the safest, and that's his place to go, to be out with us. And then like I said, we were planning to go as a program, Coach Malatest and the coaching staff, and didn't really say anything to kids, but they took it upon themselves, and all of them showed up and showed a lot of great support for him and their teammates, and I'm sure that he appreciated that.
Yeah, when you said he was ready to go a day or two later, it really shows what kind of ball player this kid is. He kind of lives and dies with this sport, and tell us a little bit about what you were telling me about the Mainland game, how he came up to you and said, "Give me the ball, Coach, I'm ready for this," and what your reaction to that was. Yeah,
well, the game coming back, the day after his mom passed away, I didn't have him slated to pitch, but he came out there, and I think he got like 3 or 4 hits, and every time he got a hit, he looked to his dad and gave a little fist pump. So, it's definitely kind of in the back of his mind, obviously, but he just came out, and he's a ball player. The kid is good. And then, the Mainland, I think, a game that we really wanted, because they beat us at their place, so this was a revenge game for us, and they're a really good program, obviously, at the varsity level, and their freshman team is good too. And he came to me and said he wanted the ball, and that's just the kind of kid it is, and that's the kind of pitcher you want, somebody on the mound that wants it. And he threw a great game, and we went all the way down to the 7th inning and ended up winning in walk-off fashion at the bottom of 7. So that was a real good comeback for him. And again, it's just a rallying point for the kids at that point in time.
We're talking with Coach Travis Amstutz, freshman baseball coach over at Vineland High School, about one of his players, Ethan Herscher, who was born deaf and also overcame the death of his mother in the middle of the season. Coach, what does this say about just the state of young athletes today and their ability to really handle adult situations in the middle of their seasons, to me that's highly impressive. I don't know as a 14-year-old how I would have handled that as a 15-year-old. What does that say about these kids today, that they're able to really handle these adult situations and really, lean on their friends and their teachers and all that stuff to become really growing up very fast, maybe faster than we had to as young adults?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think sometimes we give the kids, these high school kids, enough credit for what they go through. We can remember what it was like back then, and everything was great, and we were invincible, and we were playing sports, and to have something like this happen to him, and just the adversity he's gone through, I mean, just speaks volumes for the type of kid this is. Like you said, I can't imagine losing one of my parents at that point in time, and it's just his perseverance is just unbelievable. It's with his being deaf, you don't really know what's going through his mind. He doesn't really communicate that much, as you would in the dugout with a normal teammate or on the bus and things like that, because he kind of has to go through the interpreter all the time. Mm-hmm. But I think that's what he likes the most about it, is just being out there with the guys and getting some type of normal semblance in his life. That's what I think is the one huge thing with him with baseball, is that he has that love of being with the teammates and just kind of forgetting his problems on a day-to-day basis. And like I was discussing with you, this is actually the third baseball player that we've had in the last 5 years that's had a mother that has died during the season. So it's just it's incredible what these kids can overcome and things like that.
Yeah, definitely a great story, an amazing story. Thanks for taking a few minutes with us this morning, Coach, and good luck and have fun over the summertime.
And if I could, I want to give a shout-out to Joe Smitty today. He's going up with Williamstown.
Yeah.
He coached with us the last 2 years, and he's done a heck of a job, and we wish him well up there in the Group 4 championship, bring home a state championship for South Jersey, Joe.
Yeah, a lot of different connections down here in the South Jersey baseball community. So thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye, Tully.
That was Coach.